Okay, sailing prepper back. It's been an hour. I make the second one. I took my shirt off. You guys have seen me without it before. Deal with it. Uh, this is the second part of this. Now, what you have to do is you take this dough that's risen. What you want to do, I don't need this anymore. Well, maybe I should have, but pull it right out of the bowl. The bowl's gone. For this, I'll be doing some dishes for a minute. All right. A little bit more flour. You want to push it out. All right, kind of flatten it out. Nice. Then you're going to take a pizza cutter. Why pizza cutter? Because it seems to work the best. You try to make it somewhat even, but it's not that important. I mean, somewhat in half. Pizza cutter works wonders. What can I say? Split this up. You're going to make two balls. Basically folding it in. Look at that. It's coming out nice. And what I said before, the less it sticks, the less I have to clean up. And you're basically turning them into a ball. Now, as I tried to say in the first video, but I didn't get a chance to put on the first video because everything screwed up on me. Okay. Plenty of flour. Is that you can basically use this in multiple situations. Okay? You can use this while you're sailing a boat. Now, by the way, you want to pinch it together and ditch your seams a little when you do that. But like I was saying, you let's say you're sailing a boat. You need to make bread. Well, I can't go to the store if I'm on a boat, can I? So, I mean, you can if you're close to shore or something, but it's out in the ocean. Bread ain't going to last forever, just like it doesn't last forever here. So knowing how to do this, well, this is survival. And even with the coronavirus going on, this could be a survival thing. Set two there. You take your towel and you let it rise for a few minutes. And I'll talk to you for a few minutes. That's at the timer. No, oh. No. Cancel that. Now, I'm letting this dough rise, okay? So basically what it is I'm going to let it rise for 15 more minutes. And then I'm going to reshape it the last time. And the last time I reshape it, I'm reshaping it for the pans. I'm using just a spray-on butter. I would suggest if you do want butter that you can take really quick and just really use real quick, your spray-on butter, wonderful. It's in a can. It doesn't have to be frozen. Okay? Now, when it comes down to it, these are life and death situations these days. People are going to have hard times soon, and knowing how to do things like this can save your life, or at least make it so you can eat, which is part of saving your life. It could be very handy. Not just making bread, any type of thing, gutting a deer, all of that stuff. If you can't make your own food from scratch, from the very bare meat, minerals, and plants and animals that are around you, then very soon, within the next year or so, you're probably going to have a very hard time surviving. Especially with the way the world, the economy, and everything's going. You actually probably have a better chance of surviving if you're not in the United States. If you're in Europe, you guys got it made compared to us. It's a survival technique. Knowing how to cook. That's why people learned how to cook in the old days. Knowing how to bake, knowing how to prepare your food. It's part of it. This is part of being a prepper. If you can't do this, owning all the guns and weapons and knowing how to use them isn't going to do you a bit of good. Okay? It isn't going to do you good. It won't do you anything. You can know all the tricks you want in the world, but if you can't feed yourself, you're not going to live. You won't survive. So being a prepper, knowing how to make food is part of it. Knowing how to find food, how to hunt, how to fish. Knowing how to grow crops. Okay? Knowing all of those things makes you a prepper. That is part of it. None of this bullcrap that's going on these days means anything unless you know how to survive like your ancestors did. And I don't even mean your ancestors in the caveman days. How about your great grandparents? They knew what they were doing.